Hello, and thank you for your interest in the African American History course being offered at South Lakes High School next year. We hope that this presentation will give you a brief introduction to the course and will help you decide whether or not this course is something you might be interested in taking next year. So, what is the African American History course? It is a history course that focuses on the experiences and history of African Americans. It is an elective course, which means this class will not fulfill your requirements for U.S. history, but it is a course that you can take if you are interested in taking more history courses, especially about a subject that you might not otherwise get to study. It is also a brand new course for South Lakes High School, and it's a fairly new course even for Fairfax County. So if you're interested in being one of the first students to take the course, this is your chance. So what can you expect when taking this course? You'll end up studying units that cover a pretty wide range of history topics, including West African civilizations, so that we can get a better understanding of the roots of African American culture. We'll also study slavery and resistance to slavery in the Atlantic world, starting with the first African slaves that are brought to Virginia. We'll also study Civil War and the Reconstruction period, as well as the Jim Crow period that comes after Reconstruction, and the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s. There will also be units on African American culture, music, literature, and the arts, including studies on blues and jazz and their influence on other forms of music. A study on the Harlem Renaissance, so taking a look at some of the writers and poets and musicians and artists that come out of that time period, as well as the rise of hip hop in more modern times. We'll also be studying a wide range of leaders, artists, and entrepreneurs. You can see the list here, and this is just a small fraction of all the different people that we will be studying. We're talking about artists and important leaders from before the American Revolution all the way up to modern day. We'll also study current events and make sure that we understand the history leading up to these events in order to gain a better understanding of what's happening today. So this will include study of civic activist groups like Black Lives Matter, affirmative action in education and in business, looking at racial disparities in the criminal justice system, and looking at educational achievement gaps and economic gaps like income and wealth gaps between African Americans and other ethnic and racial groups in the United States. This course will also include a capstone project. A capstone project is essentially an independent research project, and it will be on a topic that you get to choose. And so most likely you will end up producing a research paper and doing a brief presentation of your work. So if you're interested in the idea of being able to study something that you get to choose that's relevant to the course, this is the class for you. If you're interested in learning more about the African American History course, or if you have any questions based on what you saw here, you can certainly talk to your counselor, but you can also see Miss Sissick in room 212 in the social studies hallway. So that's room 212, or send an email to the address that you see there on your screen. We hope that we've piqued your interest here and that you will consider taking African American history as an elective course next year. Thank you for listening and good luck with the rest of your school year.